Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Because that's it, man. Anybody can be anywhere, anytime playing this video. So that's the reason why I'm going on the breadth and the length and the width. Okay. My video today is a reflection of what I find myself done that makes it in such a way that I believe that what I did was the right thing to do, but as right as it is, as a single human being, as a single entity, as a single person, one person at a time, there is that tendency to believe that you made a mistake, and the mistake I made was giving like a tithing in the church. When you go to in the church, you have that 10% tithing. And I was giving 10% tithing to just about anyone that I will come across from birth to the present tomorrow. That tithing is what the fundamental part of that tithing is really about. What they call the tithing was 10%. But at the same time, as much as it was 10%, I was not doing anything that would keep me from being able to climb to the top. I was at ground zero because of my bottleneck. So what I did was that I was spending 90% of my menial job that I was doing for people around me, because I was trying to solve a problem of my attention deficit disorder without knowing. So what the point I'm making is that I was giving 10% and I was spending 90% trying to solve a problem. Okay, the title of this novel today, or this video, is to let you know that if you are out there and you are not able to climb to the top, to the upper echelon of life, of those people who are at the top, and you find yourself at ground zero, trying to move at the top, and you are doing what you call menial job that will allow you to be able to find who you are, know thyself, then you are at an advantage of what I called, you may be having a superpower. I call it superpower because when you do that, I'm not trying to tell everybody to become who I am, but I'm also just telling you that 1 out of 0.00009% of humanity are in this position where I'm at. And you might want to I might want to call names, but the first name I want to call today is President Joe Biden. He's in this position where he gave 99.9999%. But he was not only, the differences between Joe Biden and me is that he did climb to the top. So that's the reason why even at the top level now, people are picking on him. People are not going to be able to pick on me. Like people could not pick, you can't pick on Pope John Paul, or pick on like Mother Teresa, or pick up like somebody like my mother or my father, because they transcended above the boundary of common men and common women, and they brought a child into the world. which is like what you call Mary Magdalene bringing the Jesus Christ to the world. So let me back up. Let me backtrack. What is the advantage of what we're talking about today? Is that if you find yourself in a position where you have what you call you find yourself on a position where, on a long run, you find that you had to redefine your life at one point in time. At the time of that definition, you will now come and say, what are the mistakes that I made? The only mistake I made was I gave 10% to just about anybody that will come across. It didn't really matter. It wasn't just for my mother. It wasn't because for my father. It wasn't because for my sister. It wasn't because of my brother. I gave it away on a wide range without expecting anything from it, because after finishing 90% of what I had to do to solve a problem that I had, then that 10% was good enough to be able to keep me from falling. So if you find yourself in a position where you are out there as we speak, that you find yourself assessing other people's need without even them asking you, you are in a position of a superpower. And if the good things about that is that when you are doing that 10% that you are giving away, which is the suffering that you're going through, it will come to a level where at a point in time you are going to be able to have what you call that 10% that you are giving away. A lot of people really need this out there. They may not have asked you, but you in your heart of heart knows that giving it to them was an assessment from your heart that you were able to do it. It did make a lot of differences on their life out there. They may not come to you and say, oh, it makes a lot of difference in my life. The flip side of that is that when you do get to the point where you are now reassessing your life big time, what is going to happen is you're going to come to the realization that those people that you have given 10% of your tidings to, if you call them for assistance to do bigger work, to make a bigger impact into the betterment of the world, they will be there. I find myself in that position where people are giving me stuff and I'm walking on eggshell to even accept them. It's forced on me. But the good news is that I did not make the mistake of not climbing to the top with the intention of seeing that as if I was going to dog them, as if I was going to game them. I didn't climb to the top, so I stayed at ground zero. So at the time my back is against the wall, I'm now looking retrospecting and saying, what mistake did you make? The only mistake I made was that I did give away part of me to humanity. I did give away part of me, that 10% part of me. But the thing is that the good news about that is that if you keep giving, at the time your back is against the wall, people that you have given to who believe in what you call what is in for me out there will be ready to give to you back. I want to say that, and I'm saying that with all due respect. I'm saying it that is how it works. I'm saying it that it works for me. I'm not telling you guys to go and do what I did, but if you find yourself, which I very much doubt you're going to be able to find people who find themselves in that position, because Jesus Christ may have found themselves in that position. Muhammad may have found themselves in that position. You see the legacy they left behind humanity. They're not here again 2,000 years back, and they are still being worshipped. The reason why they are being worshipped is because they were there giving out to people part of them to humanity to make the world a better place without them thinking about themselves, because they had a bottleneck. I want to say that. They did have a bottleneck, and that bottleneck is what kept them from falling apart. And they did find a point in time where, if you biblically speaking, they must have told you in the Bible, this is that, this is that, this is that. The Bible will be able to prove what I just told you now to be the truth. So on this subject is not that difficult to put across. But the reason why I'm putting it across is because if you put it across, you will be able to see that the ills of the society that is currently going on can be turned around. The ills of the society. Like, for example, I'm using this opportunity to say that I'm really directing this opportunity to my brothers and my sisters who are predominantly in the historically black institutions of the world that are now the foundation library of our existence, based on the fact that we are black people who are the last stage of people who will find the original sin of slavery, and women too, who were primarily on the curbs of the first original sin of the original sin of misogynistic world. Okay, let me look to my